You're in Garfield, Texas, just east of Austin, still in Travis County, and you're right in the middle of Johnson's Backyard Garden. Over the years, Johnson's Backyard Garden has provided carrots, sweet potatoes, and an assortment of greens such as collards and kale to AISD. Our owner and the guy who started the farm started farming on Holly Street, farming in his backyard, which is how it got its name. Shortly after we started farming out here, we're very environmentally conscious. We try to not put anything into landfills, try to be extremely water conscious since we're in Central Texas and there are water issues here. But our main philosophy is just sustain without chemicals. We are 100% USDA organic, so without chemicals, pesticides, any of the things that are harmful for people and the environment. A hungry kid is a distracted kid. A distracted kid is a kid who's just not paying attention to his English teacher or history professor. I mean, it's just hard to concentrate on something like algebra when you're worried about where your food's coming from or your stomach's growling. So it's just important to keep them comfortable and fed so they can concentrate and do what they're there to do, which is learn. The partnership between JBG and AISD is as good as it gets. AISD has done a great job of cutting out preservatives, prepared foods for their students, scratch cooking, and we're one of the closest farms to Austin Independent School District. So most of the schools, when they are getting things within 24 hours of it having actually been in the ground. So they want fresh vegetables, we're it. It's important to protect what Mother Nature's given us, and this is about as natural as you can get without having, just a small garden in your backyard where you feed your family. Just to provide food for, the families of our friends and neighbors here in Austin. Why send it somewhere else where we have kids and families that need to be fed? Let's just do it in our backyard.
We're here at Middle Ground Farm. We're a 30-acre certified organic vegetable farm right on the Colorado River. It was really great to partner with Common Market, who also was able to pivot kind of immediately with AISD to help families get food, as soon as possible.
Middle Ground Farm is one of 40 small producers that the Common Market Texas partners with to deliver high-quality local food to communities. And we're so proud to work with new and beginning farmers like Farmer Lorig and her amazing team here at Middle Ground to really scale up what the local food movement can bring to communities here in Texas.
In supporting your local producers, that money is going directly back into the local economy. We employ, 10 people here at the farm, everybody, who lives in the surrounding area. We're feeding people directly in our community, so this food is going to our immediate area.
Farm-to-school partnerships really help kids understand the importance of choosing healthy options and understanding the impact that they're having in the world.
When you eat, whole foods, you just feel better. And so it's really great to know that kids in school are able to have access to actual produce and eat real, fresh food that hopefully nourishes and energizes them, to learn. Hopefully the youth through AISD is able to make that connection between food that they're eating and that it actually comes from a place and that it can come from a place that's close to them. I hope they learn that food isn't just something that comes from the grocery store. It has to be tended to and cared for and grown with, thoughtful, practices. And I hope maybe it inspires them or engages them in food and farming in a new way.
We're at Travis High School, and we're doing the 7-day meals for breakfast and lunch for the kids. They can come drive through and they pick up their meals and take them home. We give produce to every car that comes by. They get a produce box plus their 7-day meals for breakfast and lunch. Well, the local food is great. You know, it comes straight from the garden, which is awesome. It's not from the store or anything like that, so you're getting it fresh. They need their grain, they need their protein, they need their dairy. So we offer all of that. To me, breakfast is the most important. That gets your brain going. And if you're sitting there with the empty tummy and it's growling, you're not feeling too good, you're not gonna learn. We do cereal, waffles, pancakes, English muffin with sausage, egg. For lunch, we do chicken tenders, hamburgers, chicken burgers, pizza.
Nature?
Without us, these kids may not eat. And it's very important that every child eats a meal, regardless, no matter what. We just want to make sure that all of our kids, whether they go to school here or not, they're going to get fed.
Good morning, my name's Jaime Picos. I am the owner of Fiesta Tortillas, along with my wife, Elvira. We've been here in Austin manufacturing tortillas for 36 years. We've got here at a very young age, and Austin's been very good to us. And here in the last 12 years, we've been partnering up with AISD. We're able to meet their demand, their expectations, and we've built a great partnership with AISD. Even though we're a very automated facility, our products still basically are just the 5 basic ingredients. In this case, flour tortilla. You have whole wheat flour, water, shortening, salt, and baking powder. My wife and I, we have 3 children, and they've all grown up in the business, so they're now working in the business. We've grown tremendously through partnerships like AISD and other school districts in the Central Texas area. AISD is a huge part of our success. We appreciate the fact that they look for a good quality product to feed our students, our children. I've been doing this 36 years. I think it speaks for itself. This is all I know what to do. I still go out on the floor and I'll see the product coming out, and I'm just humbled. This product has become a huge staple of our diets. A breakfast taco is probably one of the easiest things you can grab in the morning and go, and it's nutritious, it's good for you. Through this partnership with ISD, we're able to employ a lot of local people. Children are in school right now, so we provide an employment for them, and it kind of just trickled. It completes a circle, I would say, in the local economy. You know, after sleeping 8, 9, 10, 12 hours at night, you haven't eaten basically. You need to get something in your stomach to get your body functioning. One of those is obviously your brain, so you're able to go to school and learn and take all that in. You know, having a good, well-rounded, nutritious breakfast is ultimately very important. Our partnership with ISD has been more than what I ever imagined. We knew we had a product that was good and nutritious for our students. It's been great.
New World Bakery opened in 1994. Opened up myself with 3 other employees. Right now we employ 75 people, and the facility is about 22,000 square feet. We deliver 7 days a week fresh in Central Texas, all the way from schools to hotels, restaurants, sandwich shops, hamburger restaurants. Local is to New World Bakery very, very important. We receive everything in our facility locally out of Central Texas. The flour comes out of New Braunfels, raw material comes out of San Antonio. We deliver pretty much to every local restaurant in town. It is just comes naturally to us to be local, and it just makes me proud that the Austin Independent School District decides to go local too and choose New World Bakery products. Philosophy on the bread for me, it shouldn't have a whole lot of sugar. Our products have either really low sugar or no sugar whatsoever. And our kids these days get fed way too much sugar. Bread should stay natural with no preservatives. It takes a lot of time to develop flavor in the bread. And that's really what we work with at New World Bakery. The old-fashioned, old-world baking techniques. The flour gets delivered into a silo. From there, the silo pumps the flour at certain weight into our mixers. We mix the dough. From there, the dough goes into what we call a hopper, and the bread gets scaled at a certain weight. From the scaler, it falls into a rounder. The rounder shapes it into a round ball. The overhead takes it over. From there, it rotates roughly about 17 to 22 minutes just to relax. After the relaxing time, the sheeter takes over. The bread falls into the sheeter. That's where the bread gets made up. And at the end of the line, the bakers pick up the bread, deposit it into bread pans, and the bread goes into racks. And from there, it goes into the proof box, where it sits for about approximately an hour to hour 15 minutes, where it proofs. After that, it goes in the oven at about 325 for 1 hour. After the baking part, it has to be immediately de-panned so that the bread can cool down. It has to cool down because of the slicing part. And the cool down should take about 3 hours. After that, it will get sliced, packed in plastic bags. Then it will run through a metal detector. From there, it goes into either crates or boxes and gets delivered to the schools. It's a kind of pride to deliver New World Bakery products to the Austin Independent School District. My two boys went to Aikens High School, and matter of fact, actually my oldest was the first class at Aikens High School, where now my grandkids will go to the same school. And it is just, to me, a pride to see that my grandkids, when they go to school, can also eat New World Bakery products. It's a really healthy product, it's good for the kids, and I want everybody else to eat good bread, not just my grandkids. So it just makes sense to work with the Austin Independent School District. It makes me happy to know that they're getting a high fiber, fresh product.
My name is Dennis Casper, and the owner of Augustus Ranch Land and Cattle. We're at our home location here, Homestead. This is the main headquarters of our ranching operation. You're in Lavaca County, halfway between Shiner and Yoakum, Texas.
We're at one of the main properties here. There's several properties in the area, the surrounding counties area that we manage here at Augustus Ranch to raise all natural meats, 100% pasture based, bring it directly from the ranch to your table. They're on a full grass diet and they're just kind of in that growing phase. And basically they just live in a herd setting like you see behind us, and they rotate from pasture to pasture, and they're just eating grass, getting fresh sunshine and water each and every day. One of the things you'll notice if you spend any time out here and you really just sit down and listen and look, you're gonna hear multiple different things. You're gonna hear birds, you're gonna hear insects, you're gonna hear cattle. If you start to look around, you're gonna see dozens of different varieties of plants. So this is an ecosystem. This is a complex biological system. It's really just a diverse landscape. And so being able to raise the cattle out here, symbiotically with the landscape really not only produces the best quality food, but if you look around, all the digested grass that the cattle are passing back to the land is being decomposed and eaten by insects. And so, I mean, it's a whole cycle. And, people don't think about that. We don't really think about all those processes and systems behind the package of food that we buy at the grocery store. But there's so many different levels. It's a complex, diverse system, and that's how it should be treated and managed.
In our natural protocol, What we've tried to do is eliminate any antibiotics at total. There's never an antibiotic used in our program. We feel like that helps for health and well-being for children as well. But being able to also focus on the omegas, omega-3s, omega-6s, you got to have both in your diet. But with a grass type format, we feel like we're definitely able to bring a healthier product to the table that normally people wouldn't have a chance to experience. Because the cattle are usually handled different once they actually leave the ranch. But because we do that all under one roof, we can assure that there's quality there that goes into that food product that's basically utilized by like an Austin Independent School District. And so it's just a healthier, cleaner product, and it doesn't get any more natural than what we're producing and bringing to you.
Healthy pastured meats, natural meats, really are just an incredible source of proteins and vitamins and minerals. Being able to raise it here and bring it directly to the local folks who are using it with minimal miles, meaning, if you counted all the miles it took to get, a pound of ground beef to your plate, if you're eating Augustus Ranch, meats in Austin, that is a very minimal number. Whereas if you go to the grocery store and you buy a package of ground meat, chances are there's thousands and thousands of miles between that piece of meat and your dinner table from all the different ways that's gone through the whole industrial process.
We have been able to ranch. My great-grandfathers really had an agrarian background. It's still the agricultural passion that drives myself and my wife and the folks that are associated with us and work with us. We love the outdoors, we love working with the animals, and again, it's that passion that takes us to a little different level.
We are at Paredes Middle School. We are in the kitchen with the ladies.
Scratch cooking means taking minimally processed and whole foods and combining them into really tasty dishes for our students, whether it's hand rolling kolaches or making enchiladas or our lentil chili, a home-cooked meal that's prepared in the kitchen by our really talented staff.
I describe my team like amazing ladies. They love their job. They are passionate what they are doing, and they are always trying to do their best to feed the kids.
So our philosophy when it comes to feeding our students, it boils down to healthy, tasty meals. We want all of our students to have food that reflects the cultural foodways of our student body, food that has a positive impact on the environment, and food that's good for them. And then we also want it to be tasty.
My team is amazing, it's wonderful. I think they share the same passion as me, as seeing the kiddos. They see the kids happy, and they're passionate too because they treat them like their own. I told them always, a kiddo is like my kid. If something is not right, I'm not gonna feed my kid with that. So it's the same with them, and they share the same passion.
A well-balanced meal at Austin ISD for lunch includes some lean protein or plant protein, whole grains, milk, and fruits and vegetables.
If I'm in class and I'm hungry because I haven't eaten in like 7-8 hours or something, I can't pay attention because I'm focused on eating instead of like the actual material.
I think a quality meal helps the child through the school day beyond sort of the fundamental building blocks of giving them the nourishment to create energy so that they can focus. It also, a quality meal shows and communicates to a child that they are worth it, they have dignity, and that there is love and care for them in their community. So everybody looks forward to that favorite home-cooked meal when they're visiting home or going for the holidays, and that's the kind of environment that we want to provide for our students here in Austin ISD. During the COVID-19 pandemic, it's been incredibly important that we continue not only our food service, but our quality of food service for the community. We have 2/3 of our students relying on us for their meals in a regular school year. And we know that the economic impact of the pandemic is reaching more families. So we are a source of food, a basic need for our kids so that they can focus on their academics and their extracurriculars, Food also, as we all know, it hits the heart and it hits home and it provides stability. So by providing our meals, kids are eating what they would eat in a regular time, and I think that provides them with a lot of comfort. And then we've expanded to different kinds of programs and meal services to best meet the needs of our families, like our produce boxes, for example, and partnering with the city and some local restaurants to provide caregiver meals so that the district continues to provide wraparound services and strengthen the community in a time of uncertainty.
We feel amazed being part of this community. We feel amazed being part of we are feeding the future of Austin, the future of our school, because right now they are middle schoolers, but then they are gonna be high schoolers, college, and you never know, probably the next president came from Paredes Middle School, and the cafeteria ladies feed him, or feed her.